Hey everybody, Chad Brandt here from Action FC. Today, I want to point out a few things about the push-up because your push-ups are suspect. So today I want to start off. We see push-ups all the time, how they're programmed in the gym. You see people doing super high reps, but their technique is just poor. And then some of them are coming back to you saying that my AC joints or my elbow joints are sore. This is all part of incorrect form on the push-up. There's even people talking about low back pain. Every time they do push-ups, they feel it back here, right? So you need to improve your push-up. So this little video series, I'm going to talk about fixing different exercises that are super easy to do at home, and push-up is one. A lot of us do a lot of push-ups. So step one, you need to videotape yourself. So what you're going to do is you're just going to get your little video camera. You're going to set it on the floor because you want it to be kind of the same height as when you're in your push-up, right? It needs to see that angle. So set up the camera on the side looking at you and then try to perform 3 to 5 perfect push-ups. I want these perfect, the best of your ability. Now, after the 5, I want you to try to do 3 to 5 more. Now watch your technique. A lot of these programs that people are doing, or they're just reading off the internet and doing different workouts, they're doing these super high reps when they can't even perform 3 to 5 really solid push-ups. So what are you working? What is the focused intent on the muscle group? Is it just a race for time? I gotta finish 50 push-ups for time, but you've really only done 2 really well that focused on your chest. The rest are focused on hurting your elbows, messing up your sway back. I mean, it's not the benefit. So in training, before you do your reps for time or stuff like that, train the push-up. Train how to set the push-up, and that's what this video is all about. So that's step 1, is videotape it. Step 2, once you start to look at your push-up, there's going to be 3 things you're going to look for. And here's an example of the push-up where you're seeing the head poke. You're seeing this head poke. As soon as they go down, this is this false move that the head is reaching far forward and it's telling your brain, hey, my chest is closer to the ground, when it is not even close to the ground. You're just poking your head. So what are you creating? You're creating neck poke. You're creating this massive forward head poke, and we already have that with our poor posture as we sit all day and we sit at the computer and our head is forward. So when you're doing push-ups, that's the first thing you want to look for, is the head poke. All right, you want to get the ears in line with the shoulders in line with the hips in line with the knees in line with the ankle. Neutral spine, nice straight line. Okay, you can even put a dowel on your back and see if you can maintain that posture. The dowel will touch your occipital bone back here. It will go in between your shoulder blades. It'll touch your tailbone, and it'll go in between your ankles. And that's what the dowel is used for in that example. The next thing you look for is your core. What is your core doing? In this example right here, this is a push-up. The neck's in line, okay? The shoulders are tracking so-so. But look at the lower back. This is a sway back. This is this hyperextension. You're sticking your belly button to the ground. So you're not even going down to a quarter of the push-up. It's just this massive stress in the lower lumbar area. So we need to fix this. Again, that neutral alignment. Ears in line with shoulders, shoulders in line with hip, knee on the ankle. And then you get to brace your core. So you need to take a deep breath and then bear down, and you literally push your abs outward. And now you contract your glutes, and then you go down and squeeze and squeeze. Okay, that is how you're going to hold your positioning in your core. So if you're having troubles when you're doing your push-up and you're bracing, but then your glutes start to not fire and then you start to dip even more into it, just practice your push-ups in your training. Start out with a low number and then build up. This is, again, progressive overload. Okay, next one is incorrect hand position. In this example you see, and I see this all the time in these classes that I've been in the past, and we see it with some of the beginners who come in, and we see it with people who are trying to overreach in their push-ups. Okay, they're way overreaching, and that's a hand position way up high. This hand position is like if you're doing a bench press, think about it, that your thumbs are in line with your chest and your elbows are in a 45-degree position. If you were to lay down in the push-up, it's the same thing. The hand is underneath the elbow, and then when you're in the bench press, the elbow is underneath the hand. It's the same positioning, okay? So your chin must be past your fingertips in the push-up. Having your chin underneath your thumbs, this is going to work something, but it's not going to work our target area in the chest. And we're trying to keep our AC joints and our low back safe here and not have that head poke in the other positions I talked about. So look at that example of the hands way far forward. Now, to fix that, you bring the hands down, right? Thumbs in line with chest, chin past the fingertips. Now, I want you to try this. This is a fix that I do with some people that are trying to get better push-ups. So what you want to do is you want to put your feet on the back of the wall, flat. So look at this example. As soon as your feet are flat, now you get into your neutral alignment, bear down on your core, and now get your hands in placement. And now when you go down, you're trying to keep your feet on the floor. So a lot of people, when they're doing push-ups, they'll rock forward, which is good, but then they take a break on the way back and they go way back and they put all the energy and all the force on their feet and on their toes, so there's no more tension on the chest. So what the feet are doing, the feet are flat against the wall. Now you're just going up and down, and all the energy is focused on where you're supposed to be in the push-up, and that's on your chest. So it's just straight up and down. If your feet are coming off a bit, you're actually putting more tension and more focused intent on the chest. So keep your feet flat against the wall, just like in this example. Straight up and down. You're not trying to push too much against the wall, you're just trying to keep your feet flat. Then your next step is, on your next set of push-ups, again, break out the camera, move away from the wall and see if the back of your shoes can stay flat like a wall in your push-up. And now you're gonna get all the training energy on your chest, okay? These are some great tips that we do. If you do not have push-ups, obviously you can have your hands in the right position, your chin past your fingers, and you can go from your knees. This does work with people, especially if there's gonna be rehab, they have a shoulder injury, super beginner, I don't want to push too much volume on them, so they can go from their knees. The other one is I like to get the core involved. So in comes the incline push-up. So in this example, you would just do an incline push-up. You would get a riser and you would stack it up high enough that you can do 3 to 5 perfect push-ups with awesome tempo, 3-second lower, 1-second pause, 1-second lift, 1-second contraction at the top, neutral alignment, glutes fired, core braced, and you look gorgeous. You're gonna get better working sets than if you were to go from your knees and you would do 3 to 5 and you're not gonna get that stimulus. You need to build up your core in the push-up to get better push-ups. Listen to that. You need to build up the core to get better push-ups. Going from your knees does give some core, but the overload is not going to work for you over time. So you're going to have to go from your toes, and that's for the incline push-up. Start high, do 3 to 5. If you can do that, then you're going to take out some of the riser, go lower, go lower, go lower, and guess what? You're down into push-up, okay? Do these tips, improve those push-ups. I swear it's going to play more dividends in shoulder development, tricep development, chest development, and how to use your shoulder blades properly. Another thing I didn't really talk about was the elevation and depression. When you do push-ups, they should be depressed, and that is how you fire a chest. A lot of people will get to the top and then they open them and they elevate their shoulders. This is the other no-no, okay? It's just here, squeeze, here, squeeze. That is another great tip, but that is on a whole nother level. Let's just focus on this first part in the push-ups, okay? Get to work.
Go nuts.